That was the album, chat. That was Voice of the Heroes with Lil Durk and Lil Baby. I want to know what y'all rank it. It was, I believe, 17 tracks. What do you rate that album out of 17? Spam it up right now. Let me know what y'all feel. It was 18? It was 18. My bad. I'm sorry. Some people say garbage. Some people say go hard. Some people say 15 out of 18. Some people say, was it 17 or 18? Some people like it. I'm going to be honest with you. This is my assessment. I was really impressed on most. I think certain tracks were throwaway tracks, and when you get these joint albums, you're gonna have throwaway tracks, right? So you're gonna have some tracks that neither of them want to put on their projects, so they probably just sent it to the other one and be like, "Yo, hey, could you just finish this?" And because now they got two verses, they're not gonna fucking throw it away, so they put it on a joint album. It would never be on a Lil Baby project nor a Lil Durk project. And some of these songs came across like that, but for some of these songs, they're actually really good. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my overall takeaway coming into this, I was singing the praises of Lil Baby. I'm like, that's the guy, yo, he's going crazy, this and third, yo, he's the best, he's the guy, whatever. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't Lil Baby who impressed me more than what I expected. It was actually Durk. I think Durk did well on this particular project. Again, I think Baby's been on a streak of not missing. So I think this tape could only hurt Baby while it could only help Durk. Durk has never had this much mainstream attention, while, truth be told, Baby is getting some of the nods of people saying, oh, he's the one to carry the baton or take the baton from Drake. So we're looking for these ridiculous verses, him not being able to miss, hits on top of hits on top of hits. I'm going to tell you one thing I noticed, and I could be completely wrong with this, right? I heard him use a lot of familiar flows, a lot of familiar cadences, and I thought for a second, I'm talking about Baby, I was like, in the last year and a half, we really love Baby. But can I foresee in like a year and a half from now or 2 years, people basically saying what they say to everybody who they love? Yo, you sound the same on every track. Yo, you're just repeating yourself. Somebody said, oh, they bought a house yesterday. Oh, congrats, Vader Wait. You know, I love to see my chat niggas doing great. So everybody clap it up. You know, spam W for Vader Wait. But yeah, that was my takeaway. Oh, and by the way, oh shit, I just won my parlay. I just won like $1,000. I was waiting for LeBron to get. That's what I was watching on the lower screen. I was waiting for LeBron to get 6 assists. He got 7. By the way, Lakers, they're down by like 11. There's 3 minutes to go. I still think they're losing. I think LeBron is, showing that he did not give up because they were down by like 30. But I don't think they're gonna win this. I think LeBron could write the season off too. I need help. I think people could blame this one on AD. But anyway, I digress from my point. I think this tape helps Durk more than it helps Baby. I heard on a couple of these tracks, Baby had the same flow, the same cadences as some songs we already love. Like that, the cadence that he had on Me, I heard some of the same type of flows or rhyming schemes and patterns on this, except it just, maybe I just, because I heard it already, or I thought to myself, I'm like, could in a year or two we look at Baby and say, bro, it looks like you just sound the same. You sound like the last hit and the last hit before that. Not saying that's happening currently, but it made me think about that when I was listening to this project, because a lot of the stuff that I was hearing sounded familiar to music he already had out. All right? And again, I'm going to give him a pass because these are throwaways, which means the throwaways might sound like the hits. That's the reason why they're throwaways. So, this is what it is. What do y'all think? Y'all agree with that? Yeah, like, no, there's few times Baby finds like these crazy flows. And here's the thing about like us rap fans, right? And this is why, like, I know somebody gonna be like, Ak, you always gotta bring everything back to Drake. That's why really Drake run is so great too, right? Because like he'll find a dope flow, we'll like it, and then literally, oh, hold on, let me sit back down at the table. Literally, we'll get mad at him for keeping that flow for too long. Recently, this is Dirk's new flow, not Dirk, I mean Baby's new flow. The flow he had on Wants and Needs, he does this thing where he's not catching a breath at all, and he's just and he's doing it really melodically, and it looks like he's going crazy. Now, it's almost, he's not really rapping double time, but he's rapping faster, and that should really come across dope. Except it was dope on Wants and Needs. Remember, I came on yesterday and I said, yo, I think he rap better than Drake on Wants and Needs, right? But then you hear him, you doing the kind of the same thing, and unfortunately with music is that you don't get to run the game by doing the same trick too many times. We get used to it. So he did it a couple times on here, and I was like, heard this before. Again, I'm not making a complete statement on how I think, everything is going with him in his career currently. I think he's still poised to be, quote unquote, running the game. All I'm just saying to y'all is that I understand maybe people forecasting that, because when I was listening to this, I was like, But also, let me give him the credit, because I believe he's kind of been here before. Remember when he did the joint album? The joint album exposed him when he did the one with Gunna, right? Because there was so much hype going into that Drip, what was it? Drip Harder album, or what was it called? I forgot what it's called. But it was Gunna and Baby, and there was so much hype going into it that it was a little bit disappointing that he didn't live up to it. And it was hard to live up to because both of them were dropping classic, quote unquote, mixtapes or street mixtapes. We were thinking if they're going to collab on a joint album, it got to be a classic. And it wasn't trash, but it was okay. And that's what most collab albums are. Like, I don't think this album is amazing. I think it's cool. Now, I think it does more for Durk than it does for Baby. But for Baby, I took away, man, this nigga could sound alike a lot. With Durk, I'm like, oh shit. Durk is actually saying some shit. On every song, I hear Durk saying some shit. I don't know. I like Durk's performance on that. Please spam your thoughts about what you heard. I would love to hear what you thought about the whole project in its totality. We did have some more releases. I'm going to play this new Roddy Ricch song. Roddy Ricch is low-key just kind of like sneaking out some music real quick. They didn't try to do the big release like, yo, this is Roddy's new song, even though he kind of did it late, like by saying, hey, he showed it like a picture of him like doing a couple things, and then he was like, yo, New Music Friday. I believe that Roddy Ricch is waiting for the one. And whenever he finds the one, he's going to rock out. But you don't want to bet big, at least publicly, on something that might be a flop. So I think he's just kind of like siphoning out some tracks, and whatever that catches fire, I think he's ready to go. Keep in mind, Roddy Ricch ain't dropped an album in like, was it 2 years? I think Roddy ready to go. I'm going to react to that Meek joint also that he dropped early in the week. But let me play this new Roddy Ricch song. Okay, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. It is called Late at Night. Feel like a single. Feels like an album cut. But the mood of the song, I'm going to be honest with you, it kind of felt like it was an attempt to maybe do something like how, you know how Lil TJ had that song, Steady Call My Phone, I Told You. I don't think he thought that was going to be a smash hit, but it was. You get me? It had people in their feels, like for whatever, like that shit worked for many different reasons, but it worked. Like it kind of reminded me of like one of those type of songs. You get me? Maybe I'm judging Roddy Ricch with a unfair lens because he's had songs like The Box, he's been on Rockstar, he's been on really big songs. So when I hear Roddy Ricch new single, and by the way, this is what pressure is. Remember I said, yo, For Roddy Rich, he took a long time off because his singles were dominating. But also, you got to imagine him now creating an album is a lot of pressure because people judge you by your last effort, and his last effort was fucking amazing and fucking huge. People want to hear these big ass anthems. People want something that's super viral. Like, again, I'm pretty sure when he made The Box, I don't think he was thinking, oh, this is going to kill TikTok. He ended up doing that, ended up running the charts for a while. Now trying to figure out what type of single he's gonna go with, and as an artist, you got to figure out what you're okay with that doesn't compromise your integrity versus what you think will actually work and satisfy whoever you're trying to satisfy. It's probably a balancing game. So I kind of felt like he snuck this out. You get me? He snuck this out. I think it's a cool song. I don't know if this is gonna be dominating the charts. But also, here's the thing with Roddy Ricch. And we saw him recently appear on 42 Doug's song. I really like that song, I ain't gonna lie. But that song didn't chart. Roddy Ricch, because of his big songs, we've put Roddy Ricch in a position to say he's like one of the leaders of this fucking new generation of artists. Now, I love Roddy Ricch. You know, I championed Roddy Ricch very early. Shit, you know, I was introduced to him by Meek Mill on his Instagram. Meek Mill posted him. I was introduced to him, and I started listening to his music, and I loved it. Now, he dropped the project, and everything was good, but I thought it was a dope body of work, and I'm talking about his album. It's a dope body of work. I don't know if that really put him among the people who were consistently putting out work, because that's the thing with Roddy Ricch. You know, I'm not saying he don't put out music like he Kendrick and people, but niggas like Lil Baby, they show up a lot. They're on the scene a lot. And for a young artist, I think Roddy Ricch chooses his spots. So while people are thinking that Roddy Ricch is this huge artist and third, I do think this is going to help prove that or kind of humble him a bit. Because this shit gonna chart. Let's say this isn't the viral whatever, or this doesn't take off whatever. Let's see how Roddy Ricch performs, because a lot of people start putting Roddy in a certain space because of how well and how successful his music was. And by the way, shit, there was a moment that I was thinking Roddy got his own goddamn stimulus package, because if he does a song with you, shit finna chart, shit finna be on the radio all the time. So we will see. I think he has a lot of pressure. By the way, the Lakers have been eliminated. Light up those Rory runs, those black and malls, and of course the fucking LA Lakers pack. Light it up to the sky, people. I want some bread. You know me. I'm so phony. Y'all know Damian Lillard, my favorite player. I bet against the Blazers. Actually, I was betting on them when they were up. But once I seen that them niggas was about to lose, nigga, I started betting on the other team. You know me, man. I'm only team cash. It's all good. All right, but yeah. So it's interesting to see how Roddy Ricch's rollout is gonna play out. I think he's very careful in not having people think that he's fully loaded and ready, and whatever song he's putting out is his best effort. You get me? I think he's playing it right. But if you ask me, he feels like this next album should be connecting commercially on a certain level, obviously quality-wise on a certain level, and if either one is not met, I think he will be disappointed. So we will see. Okay, so he snuck that song out. I think it's cool. To me, it's in the vibe of steady call on my phone, except I just don't think that is the one. But you never know. We'll watch. I'm going to also watch how Atlantic works this. Atlantic has a bunch of big artists that's ready to drop. Youngboy finna drop another album. Kodak finna drop an album. Meek Mill been in album limbo for a while. He's meant to be dropping soon. Cardi B's supposed to be dropping. Roddy Ricch, they're all Atlantic artists. Atlantic is managing like an insane amount of artists who are due this year. And watching when they pull the trigger, I thought they pulled the trigger on Cardi B a couple times. They're like, all right, it's Cardi's turn. And the singles, whatever single they put out for her did well, went to number one, but then everything stopped. No album. We just got another single, and now we're like, what's going on? Let me play this Meek song. Let me play this Meek song. What's the Meek song called? It's so, and this is strategy of all these Atlantic artists. None of them are doing real rollouts. And I think what happened is most of these people quarantine fucked them up. So they're all double dutching on when it's their time to go. And by the way, all the labels are thinking that shit's gonna return to normal this fall. So like they're trying to gear everything up. So all the artists who had excuses, oh, I don't want to drop because, you know what I mean, like blah 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 blah. They're essentially telling everybody this pandemic shit finna be over. Let's get in action, all right? So here's the Meek Mill joint right here. Let me go like this. Let's. I didn't even watch it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't watch Meek Mill content at all these days. Should I just play it without just giving commentary? I'm shocked. I think I spoke on this. Why is Bobby Shmurda just like a fucking cameo? I remember when Kevin Gates got locked up, and when Kevin Gates got out, he got low. He was trying to prepare music. He got low, and he worked on music and came out. Bobby Shmurda is everywhere, but putting out new music. Like we see him everywhere. He's at the jeweler. And I get it. He was locked up for a while, so he's everywhere. Not mad at him, but I looked at him ever since he got out to say, there's rappers who want that hype that are using him. And I look at him in everybody's music video. I look at him promoting everybody else's brand. And I'm like, Bobby, could you just drop a hot song already? Because this shit, as I said, celebrity and fame is fleeting. This shit don't last forever. And Bobby might be lit right now because we care about him. He held it down, went to jail for a long time. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If he don't drop a single within the next couple of months that people care for him. And by the way, let me tell you how this. What I do believe is happening too, why he hasn't released music, I don't think he doesn't have the music. I think he's probably also figuring out some label shit. Bobby Shmurda, when he went to jail, was on Epic Records. Okay? Notoriously, Epic Records did not want to bail him out. Right? Like, think about how scummy a record label is, right? They signed you. You making them hella money. But of course, you get locked up. They don't want nothing to do with you because they're not going to be in court with you showing their, like, documents and paperwork and fucking financials to help get you free. When it was time for Epic Records to possibly put up money to get him out on bail, that did not happen. They would not take the responsibility or the financial responsibility to do it. Bobby Shmurda's mom, who had quit her job because her son became a star, probably linked up with family or whatever, and they had to put up a couple houses. And even then, the judge said, we're going to turn down that bail package. So I could imagine sitting in jail. Bobby Shmurda probably had some resentment for Epic Music. Shit, I would too. Now he's out and he's free. Let me put in mind, and let me keep putting this out there. The new terror of the music business is actually Rock Nation. Rock Nation's trying to steal everybody's artists. Okay, they're like imagine the NBA added a new team, but they didn't do it. When they add a new team in the NBA, they do an expansion draft. Okay? when they do an expansion draft, they basically like take a bunch of players and they pretty much give a stimulus package to a new team. Rock Nation is a pretty new label. It's competing with Epic Records, Atlantic Records, Capitol Records, Interscope Records, Republic Records. It's competing with all the big dogs. And what's happening here is that Rock Nation, their strategy seems to be, and by the way, Jay-Z's heading it up, and also the person who was the federal informant, Desiree Perez, she's the president right now. Their strategy is, fuck trying to get new talent. We black on some, like some Diddy shit, right? Like, yo, we black. Let's poach the current artists from other people. Rock Nation is trying to get Meek Mill from out of MMG to be signed to Rock Nation. They gave him a deal for Dream Chasers. So Dream Chasers, which is Meek's label, is on Rock Nation. They're trying to get Meek from MMG and Atlantic to be on the Rock Nation. They're trying to get Meg Thee Stallion from Cole Crawford to be from Cole Crawford 13 or whatever records to be on Rock Nation. They got lawsuits flying over that, injunctions, all type of shit. They tried actively to squeeze out Don Cannon and DJ Drama out of Uzi's business and to get Uzi on Rock Nation as well. By the way, for all the artists they can't sign, they manage all of them. So if you ask me what's going on, I think with the assistance of Meek and some of the other people that have been around Bobby, they're trying to get Bobby on Rock Nation. But when you're doing that, you got to handle who he signed to first. He probably don't like Epic Records, but Rock Nation gonna smooth that out. They gonna be like, we're his management. He wants to be over here with us. What we got to do? Epic Records, they're gonna be like, even if we ain't bail that nigga out, he still owes us whatever. I think they're actively gonna try to bring him over to Rock Nation. So if you ask me, to make a long story short, why I think he hasn't put out music, I think he's sorting out his situations with his label. Okay? But still, as a fan, when I see him being a cameo in everybody else's shit, I'm like, come on, bro. Anyway, I apologize for that little soliloquy. Let me go back, and I'm going to play the whole Meek song, okay? So that Meek Mill song, I think it was good. I think it's different, though. So, again, and I know y'all will always say, any comment I have on Meek will always probably have some tint of maybe biasness or some shit like that. The nigga threatened my life. I can't really speak too unbiased about him. I'm sorry. But I tried to. That song was good. The thing I would probably say, though, with Meek is that I've watched rollouts for him before. There's a few things he always checks a couple boxes. He kills. I mean, kills. Like a fucking what's it called? He usually kills a Funk Flex freestyle. Kills it. Like one of the few people who shows up to a radio station album week or a couple weeks before an album and annihilates it. He always checks that box and gets an A+. He also, at least if you ask me, he heats up the streets. And I know some of y'all be like, yo, Ak, what the fuck you know about the streets? It's not necessarily about the streets. It's about the type of music he's putting out. If you think about Meek, like, I remember when Meek did the 4 for 4s. And, like, I mean, I ain't talking about food, motherfuckers. Like, he dropped, like, 4 tracks and he did, like, part 1, then part 2 later. Yo, some of those tracks were some of the hardest tracks. This was after the Drake beef. And by the way, keep in mind, his back was against the wall, this and third. He dropped some of the hardest motherfucking tracks I've ever heard from Meek Mill. Not only that, Meek hopped on, like, I believe like it was like that. He hopped on a couple beats. Panda, he did like a little remix to that. He did a remix to Summer 16. He did a remix to All the Way Up. Brilliant. Like, that nigga was going crazy. Okay? And I think that was the, like, watching his career, that he needed to do that to get people back into Meek Mill zone before he put his album out. It's been 3 years since Meek Mill has put out music. It was 2018 the last time he put out Championships. I get it. He did also release like an EP. I get it. It was cool, but things I believe is different. I don't think we're living in the era or we're having a Meek Mill wave anymore. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to shame him or anything, but um I don't think we're in that Meek era where like his momentum and buzz is like at an all-time high. So with that particular track I heard, if I was an advisor to him and I was really giving him good advice, I would say, "Yo, that was a good opener. That was a good starter. But yo, next week hit them with another shit. Hit them with two more songs. Do a remix to, I don't know, pick one of the hot songs out." And you Meek has to kind of build it up again. And this has nothing to do with his brand because he's done his thing in hip hop. But I do think in 2021, momentum matters. And the reason why we're looking forward to Durk and Baby and why they're easily going to sell over 200, even though they're not that big mainstream stars, but when it comes to the core of hip hop, we all listen to them. The reason why is because they've built up momentum with their past releases. I don't think Meek has that momentum right now. You get me? And could he get that back? Absolutely. Somebody said Meek was on Demon Time after back. Yeah, he put out some of his best music. Bro, there's something about an artist having their back to the wall, bro. Like, they be putting out some. Yo, I still think to this day, Tory putting out some of his best music. That nigga rapping like he's on TTC Metro again. Like, he is rapping, trying to almost convince people he is a good rapper. What else? What else dropped? What else dropped? All I'm saying about Meek is that it just feels a little bit different this time. I don't see the momentum. I feel like these days, like the reason why people love Durk this much in the last year and a half, Durk just turned the fuck up. He turned the fuck, like literally took it to another level. Everything Durk is experiencing right now is a product of momentum. Gave us hot shit, hot shit, hot shit, leveled up, leveled up, leveled up. That now we're like, yo, we can't wait for his next album. We can't wait for a joint album. Same with Baby over the last 3 years. I think Meek took a step back, or not back, but he went absent from music, right? When you don't put out music for that long, people are always going to have questions. Shit, if people got questions about Drake and he's the fucking greatest, they definitely going to have questions about Meek. And I think he could silence it. We got in the game currently. I think that's what makes what he does special. It's poetic. I've compared him to Tupac before, and it was because of the feeling that his music evokes, is from where it came from. And I completely believe that Kodak Black, because when he does music, it's almost in a unconventional but real way when it comes to emotion. That's why he's great. That's why he's a legend. That's why he has lasted. Remember, he came in the clout era. Them niggas gone. Most of them. You know why he lasted? Because true emotion, and when you actually don't have a formulaic type of music, if he kept making the same type of music over and over, niggas gonna get tired of it. We just talked about that. If you feel like you heard the same flow, the same shit, you get tired of it. And that's very true. I think Kodak Black switches up all his shit a lot. I love how he experiments. I don't want to always bring up Youngboy when I talk about Kodak, but I think Kodak is the most soulful artist in the game other than Rod Wave. And I think when it comes to um, Young Boy, and this is why Young Boy's music also keeps like lasting. Young Boy is Young Boy expresses the most pain. Like I feel like no matter how much of a thug he comes across, when I listen to Young Boy, I feel pain with him, almost to the effect of what I felt with X. X was on another level though, because it felt like he was being tortured. But with Young Boy, I feel a lot of pain and sadness with his music. With Kodak, there's a lot of soulful poetry, self-reflection. You get me? And I think that's why some of these newer artists, these new contemporary artists, they're not only dominating the scene because they have great fan base, or they make some really catchy songs at times. I think what they don't get credit for now, and that's why if we talking about a Mount Rushmore, like with all due respect to Cardi B, remember they had her on like one of the latest Mount Rushmore. Sorry, like niggas like Rod Wave, niggas like Young Boy, niggas like Kodak. Yo, man, these dudes are the contemporary legends, and they have to be respected as such. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I like. I'm not gonna. I don't really give a fuck about a video. I get the video like gives a little bit of life to the song, but like that's one of my favorite songs. Don't Leave Me. Kodak is an incredible artist. I don't think. I think the reason why Drake is hitting up Kodak is because what Kodak's sauce is, and Kodak's the thing that make him great can't be copied. You don't see it often, and every single time you see it, it comes across wildly authentic. And I think that's why someone like a Drake is hitting him up even now, saying, "Yo, we got to do some music." We talked about Roddy Rich already. um, who else put out music? Somebody said new Chief Keef music's video. Did Chief Keef put out some new music video? All right, let's watch. Let's watch. Chief. Come on. Chief Keef. Okay, he put out a new music video. It's called Love Don't Live Here. Let's listen to this. Okay. Yeah. Chat. That was trash. Kid you not. That was pretty bad. Not gonna lie to you. It's pretty fucking bad. Pretty garbage. Run that back. You hell no, nigga. That was 5 minutes of my life I can't get back. That was terrible. Now I'm gonna give you some general statements. I love Chief Keef. He's a legend. There's some good takeaways. Song's trash. We can't do nothing with it. Number one. I'm gonna tell you what I'm impressed by though. Chief Keef rapped for 5 minutes. The song is 5 minutes long. Yes, 5 minutes long. The mere fact that Chief Keef's making 5 minute songs in 2021, we're lucky. Second of all, look at this video quality and go to when Chief Keef was dropping music in 2018, 2017. Chief Keef didn't give a fuck. I'm encouraged that he's put more effort into this. The third takeaway is I feel Chief Keef has watched how Durk's career has taken off. Keef knows Keef is a nigga who put Chicago on like that. Keef's out of all the drill niggas, Keef's more of a legend than Durk. Durk gonna probably be a legend just in rap, but like Keef is probably watching Durk, and he's not saying he's jealous, but he probably says, "Yo, man, not because the quote-unquote drill era ended means I can't be a rapper." And I think that's why he's probably taking it more seriously with the videos. I think he's trying to rap a little bit more. He's trying to up the quality, give more. This just wasn't it though. I'm gonna be honest, but at least he's making the attempt, which I think is very important. You get me? Because if somebody had told Chief Keef in like 2015 or actually let's say 2016, 2017, let's say 2017, like yo, bro, you know you could get another run in your career. Like you don't have to be the guy who was just only lit like in 2012 and on. You could have another peak. I'm pretty sure he would take this shit much more seriously. Remember he was signed to that billionaire, like he was just like doing dumb shit, not really whatever. Like he didn't care about music that much. And I think now he's probably thinking, fuck, let me try to care about it a little bit. Okay? So I'm gonna give him credit for that. This one ain't it though. Another thing I took away from it. Have you noticed the pattern with most rappers? When they start being audible, it almost loses all the luster. Like, credit to Future. Future, damn, Future probably could say, credit to Lil Baby. You're a Lil Baby when he was, y'all heard the BBMA's like intro? Look. Lil Baby BBMA's intro. I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
What's up? It's Lil Baby here. Tune in to the Billboard Music Awards and see me present the award for Top Hot 100 Song presented by Rockstar Energy. See you there.
Hey, the point I'm trying to say is Lil Baby damn well know how to speak proper English, man. That nigga could sound like T.I. if he wanna. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. He gotta kind of murmur or mumble or drag those words out that his songs are as melodic and whatever. It sounds better. I'm sorry. Like one of my favorite albums for T.I. is Paper Trail. But I've always felt like once he stopped having that southern drawl, like how he had on King, music hit different. It's like when 50 Cent, like remember when 50 used to talk like his mouth would shut, hey, the lawyers on the doors on tongue, like how the other one go? Like yo, I'm in the club, balling from the doors on my like that shit just felt different. It's like when Kanye did the whole joint with with his mouth wire shut. I'm being honest with y'all. This is a real thing. It feels like when rappers, and I'm not calling them dumb or nothing, I'm just saying when rappers seem to be less audible, they're mumbling, and that's how the mumble rap even kind of came around. Because when niggas kind of slur or kind of almost use the fact that they don't have to pronounce words to almost create a melody. Think about Chief Keef. And again, we're still talking about Chief Keef. Remember when Chief Keef did Macaroni Tongue? Remember that? Macaroni Time, that nigga was not trying to say no words. Like, he loved Sosa and most of them other songs, even War. Like, that nigga wasn't really saying shit. This song is the most I've heard Chief Keef pronounce words. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Did Chief Keef learn English? What the fuck? This nigga speaking English now? This nigga was just speaking in Chirac Savage hieroglyphic code at one point. Now this nigga's, what the fuck? I can hear what he's saying. It's like when that nigga Designer. Remember Penn was like, oh, I'll go to a little. That shit was fire. The moment I heard that nigga start talking, I'm like, and he started pronouncing words, I'm like, oh, hell no. Nigga, we liked you more when we couldn't hear what you were saying. Wait, this nigga's using syllables? This nigga got pronouns? Wait, hold up, man. This nigga could enunciate? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. Some of these lit rappers we know, if they took one class of hooked on phonics, their career would be done. Cause I'm listening to Keith right now. I'm like, yo, Keith, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We preferred when we didn't understand what you were saying. Say the water, bottle of water. I have been sober. I'm a strong container with drink. I'm like, oh, this shit's fire. This thing is rapping and shit like that. Syllables. Oh, hell no. What the fuck? Get this thing out of here. I'm sorry, chat. They're going to take this and flip it and be like, yo, Ak hates when black men could actually pronounce words. They always flip some shit. I'm just saying what sounds good, man. Y'all know it's fucking true. I gave y'all an example. It's not like I just made this up. The moment designer actually start saying words, you're like, all right, we're good. Nigga, everybody loved that Timmy Turner shit and we didn't even know what the fuck he was saying. We just all made up our own words. Timmy Turner. It just sounds good melodically. Yeah, man. Somebody says, what city has the hottest music right now? Atlanta's falling off. I've heard that there is a silent takeover by the boys in Florida. They say Florida is the spot. Oh, actually, no, somebody told me it was like, it's Memphis. But I was thinking, how's it Memphis? They're like, the Moneybag Yo's, the Pooh Shiesty, like this. But even then, I'm like, I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Florida is taking over. Well, actually, no, Florida always has good talent. But here's what makes Atlanta so unique. Atlanta is for transplants. So, for example, the talented niggas from New York who won't get no support in New York, they just go to Atlanta to make music with Atlanta niggas, and they blow up in Atlanta. You get me? If, like, people come all over to blow up in Atlanta. Florida has a look and a sound that can't be copied by transplants. Yeah, you could go down to Miami, but you ain't gonna sound like them niggas from Opelika or them boys from Dade County. There's something different just about how Florida niggas is that I don't think could be copied or soaked up like we see with Atlanta to a certain extent. Somebody say Detroit. Detroit can't be the pick until we found out who robbed Sada Baby. Eastside 199 on Instagram has to tell me who robbed Sada Baby, that he was so upset at me. We cannot, I can't call Detroit. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. Until we find that chain, we can't find Detroit on the map of rap. Okay, I'm sorry. Can't do it. But Memphis, somebody said it was Memphis because of Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty and Moneybag Yo. Rappers be popping up from Memphis, though. I ain't gonna lie. Dre said, yo, it's Detroit and Florida. All right. Somebody said there's a Trap Geek video on Jacksonville I gotta watch. Let me see. Trap Geek, Florida. Let me see what's going on. Did I watch this shit already? This is called Youngin' Ace and Foolio.
Zoo is open until 5 p.m.
Of Duval County. Okay. Here we go.
This just be my room right here. One boy shot my house up. I was right there on the bed, me and my little brother Quan. They shot my house up from right here. This is my mama's shit right here. They shot my mama's house. They shot this part right here. My mama was in the room. They shot that bitch up. My house always got shot up. They always spent on my shit. But then we doubling back though, for real. Come here though.
The ATK gang. Investigators say this organization.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. The coonery be high in this shit. Yo, they shot my house. Like, what the fuck? This nigga need to hit up his real estate agent and think about moving. What is wrong with these niggas? Oh, we gonna double back. No, you need to move. What's wrong with these guys, man?
Is connected to a string of murders in Jacksonville.
There's many names for ATK. Ace's top killers is one. 9 people, potentially responsible for 15 murders that we know of, and who knows what else.
The day we were shooting scenes for When I See You, Who I Smoke.
Who I Smoke came out of nowhere, went crazy, kind of made it more mainstream to where people who don't even know y'all, they were tapped into it. Did you make them do that?
I don't know. I took it too far when they made a song for speaking. Once the dead get involved, it's already too far.
Hi, what is up everybody? For the past few months, the most talked about song on social media is the Who I Smoke video from Young and Ace. It exposed the mainstream to the deadliest rap feud that's been going on for years, and it's happening in Jacksonville, Florida. Rappers from there are on a completely different wave, hiding the clues to revenge killings inside their music videos, taking the beats from classic pop songs, and trying to rap the most demonic shit over it. Young and Ace and his crew remixed the classic Vanessa Carlton song 1,000 Miles and flipped it, filming at a plush golf course, smoking cigars, all while dancing to lyrics that celebrate the deaths of their rival crew, led by the rapper Foolio out of North Jacksonville. Who I Smoke went viral, hitting 16 million views in 1 month, and getting reactions from all the biggest influencers online.
Who I Smoke. Say it. No! Hey, Foolio, come get this nigga before he playing with your top.
This is one of the most savage videos I've seen. Just, you know why? They ain't show one gun in the video. But the way they seem to be just nonchalantly enjoying life while clowning the niggas who died?
So Foolio had to retaliate in a darker, more ominous way, remixing a classic Fantasia song, and in the music video, printing out a big poster of 2 of Ace's friends and his blood brother who died by Ace's side in a drive-by shooting outside a Japanese steakhouse. Ace was the only one in the car who survived. Since then, both Foolio's crew and Young and Ace's crew released this song after this song towards each other, leaving hidden messages in the music videos.
Got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was right. Corbin.
Where is Corbin Johnson? The 18-year-old's parents say they dropped him off last week at a job interview, and they never saw him again.
Left his house Wednesday night. Here's a picture of him behind us. And there's little in the way of clues as to where he might be.
Corbin ass was lost until they found him in that bag. Oh.
Corbin Johnson was last seen alive in July of last year. Then last Friday, a man discovered the victim's skeletal remains.
But what makes this situation real cold is some of the folks beefing are literal cousins. Blood relatives caught up on opposite ends of...
They found a skeleton. Yo, come on now. Y'all gonna be honest with you, bro. Yeah. What type of SVU fuckery is this? They found this skeleton. Let me just keep watching.
Of the feud.
No, that is your cousin. Nigga, fuck your cousin, man. That's your real cousin? That nigga cousin, don't give a f*** about that nigga cousin.
Now, we're getting into all this, but first I got my guy Millies with Jim Jones for the song of the day today. This is Heightened Senses. Let's go. Side of Jacksonville. His rival Foolio is the face of KTA, alias Kill Them All, which is an alliance between 2 groups. Foolio's gang from the north and Young and Reckless, a crew from the south side. What's worse about this beef is the amount of mutual friends both camps had at one point in time. Ace and Foolio were never exactly close, but they did have mutual friends such as Queso, who right now is locked up with his own father, charged for 2 murders, including the killing of Foolio's blood brother, Bibby. After Bibby's murder, Queso would...
Hey, any of y'all chat nigga thugs can tell me, if a father and a son get locked up, do they just put them in the same cell and shit like that? Or they separate them? Like, how does that work? Because I remember talking to Bobby Schmurd and shit like that. No, or Rowdy, actually. And he was like, yo, he hasn't seen Bobby for 7 years. I'm like, damn. Shit, you're already locked up. They don't let you kick it with your homie if both y'all locked up? Word? So they just separate you from all your fam, everything. Yo, being locked up is just not the way. Holy.
Notoriously walk around wearing Bibby jerseys, taking photos like it was a trophy. He even released an album in 2019, putting images of his dead ops as the cover, like a Mount Rushmore of fallen rivals. Jacksonville police, or JSO, are notorious for not cracking cases. In fact, 70% of murders in the city go unsolved. So folks online came up with the catchphrase, JSO loves queso, for the simple fact that he telegraphs what he's doing on social media.
You see a hawk like this? Come here, boy! Come here, boy!
All of Queso's songs have millions of views on YouTube, and he was actually very close with King Von. The two had music together. Queso even appeared in that infamous video where Quando Rondo and Von were joking around with each other back when they were on good terms.
Dirty ass niggas!
Queso was there as well. But back in Jacksonville, Queso had a well-known reputation for demonic antics. He famously tried to organize a team deathmatch in real life with his own cousins, who repped the rival gang, KTA.
What's up, where you at?
Come on, I do a team deathmatch.
Right now?
Y'all two versus us two.
Look at my cousins. We looking like. My cousin don't want to talk. He trying to act all. He trying to act all hard. Oh, Jason. They got the black hoodies on.
One of the cousins on that live was named Lil 9. A month after that back and forth, Lil 9 was leaving a gas station when his car was ambushed, shot 12 times from a rifle inside another car, sending him crashing into a rent-a-wheel tire shop, where Lil 9 was pronounced dead at the scene. While folks at the tire store were trying to revive him, Lil 9's friend who was in the crash with him was frantically walking around filming inside the store.
You fuck niggas played. Played. Fuck niggas played. You fuck niggas played, man.
Of course, Queso responded with a video of his own, laughing.
Get out! Get out!
Then Queso's blood brother, also Lil 9's cousin, would recreate Lil 9's death video from the tire shop.
Y'all fuck niggas played. Y'all niggas played. Y'all niggas played.
60 days later, Queso dropped a music video, and in it, we see him putting a photo of his own deceased cousin, Lil 9, in the microwave. See, the crazy part is, everybody that's beefing...
Wait, this ain't kill his own cousin? Wait, hold on. He killed his own cousin? Might be a blessing from God this animal's off the street. Jesus Christ, what? You sound demonic and everything, but if you kill your own cousin, man, there's something going on here.
Would recreate Lil 9's death video from the tire shop.
Y'all fuck niggas played. Y'all niggas played. Y'all niggas played.
60 days later, Queso dropped a music video, and in it, we see him putting a photo of his own deceased cousin, Lil 9, in the microwave. See, the crazy part is, everybody that's beefing, at one point in time, was cool. Queso met Young and Ace in the 9th grade, they've been friends ever since, but the rival Foolio likes to remind Queso that back in 2015, he was hanging with them, and even had the nickname 6 Block Queso for his affiliation with Foolio's gang, 6 Block. Even Young and Ace admits he was a fan of Foolio's music before their beef really escalated, but a series of unfortunate events would draw lines in the sand. Neutrals had to pick sides.
This is like a family beef.
Party in South Jacksonville, it's in YNR territory, Young and Reckless. A crew led by YNR Mookie and his lieutenant Slugga T. Ace and his gang show up to the party and get into an argument with YNR's leader, Mookie. Shots were fired and a bullet grazed Mookie's skin, with his lieutenant Slugga T shooting back. But Ace and his crew managed to escape the party, leaving Young and Reckless and Ace's crew on bad terms. On top of that, YNR's leader Mookie was already friends with Foolio's cousin. This made it easy for YNR and Foolio's gang to click up, creating an alliance under the name KTA, or Kill Them All, with one enemy in common, Young and Ace and ATK. The trends in Jacksonville at the time were not good. It was marking an increase in the murder rate year on year. In 2017, Ace would drop the song Go to War. This was an open invitation to anyone opposing ATK to retaliate. Not long after, Ace's home was shot up. but the tipping point was soon to come. A few months later, one of Ace's friends was out on a mission, looking to avenge a robbery that had happened to him. He knew exactly where the robber was, on the west side of Jacksonville at Foolio's cousin's house. So he snuck into the house, throwing a brick through the sliding door, entering from the back where he began shooting. No mask, no gloves. He couldn't get who robbed him, and instead he ended up killing Foolio's cousin, Zion, and wounding a 9-year-old girl. If this was the start of a war, Zion's death was the catalyst. Not long after, Zion's sister was shot 14 times in an attempt to prevent her from going to trial and testifying. She miraculously survived, and Young and Ace's friend who did the shooting was sentenced to life. But things were just getting started. Foolio's cousin being the first death in the beef meant KTA were looking to get revenge swiftly. They needed to make an example. Ace's music was starting to pick up steam. His new song, F That, was getting millions of views on WorldStar in mere days. Fans were already comparing him to Youngboy. Then a week later, this happened.
4 young men were in this car when they were shot. The vehicle pulled up to their Chevy sedan, opened fire, then took off. And one is in critical condition at the hospital.
Keontae Bullard, the only survivor of the quadruple shooting.
It's a Tuesday in June of 2018. Ace, his brother, and 2 friends were going to Wasabi, a Japanese steakhouse, for Ace's friend's 18th birthday. Everyone was in good spirits, taking photos. It was a celebration. But little did they know, the whole time, they were under surveillance. Rivals had found out their location because of Ace's Instagram story, taking photos outside the steakhouse. Ace even recorded his friends eating inside the restaurant and posted that too. So their enemies waited outside, watching them eat, then followed them leaving the restaurant, driving along the highway. When they got to a red light, the shooters opened fire on the passenger side of Ace's car, killing his 2 best friends and his brother, leaving Ace in critical condition. It was a quadruple shooting, and Foolio got the news before anyone else did, except he thought Ace was dead.
Them boy lost the Fortnite match. Took over the cold summer alert, man. 2-3 pack, man. Ace pack, bitch.
Of course, Ace survived, but he lost everything. His brother and his 2 best friends. The attention, however, was helping grow his career. NBA Youngboy would FaceTime him to record a song, and it also motivated Ace to make his biggest record ever, called Pain, which went viral and as we speak has 50 million views on YouTube. But the blood spilling was not over. Every time Ace would drop a song, his rival YNR Mookie would use the same song titles to make a diss track. The Jacksonville police even created a whole new department called the Violence Reduction Strategy Team, whose whole job was to basically comb through music videos from both camps, looking for clues. The assistant chief even said in an interview, "I don't think their primary goal is to entertain, but they are making real rap music." And at the top of the next year, in February 2019, Foolio's little brother Bibby was the next target for assassination. Bibby was just 16 at the time, and he was coming home from school one day in his own neighborhood.
This is a sad thing about some of this rap beef. Actually, most of it. They're murdering kids. Like, everybody that they killing is like 14 to like not even 21. And then they put their name in a song, and then they smoking or whatever, for the rest of the time, and they killed somebody who was a kid. Like, look at these people. Think I might weigh more than all 4 of these niggas combined. This thing might have on a medium shirt. You can't even see his body. These niggas, I don't know where they get. Well, they're in Florida, so guns is just like whatever. They're just running around going crazy. This is ridiculous.
On the north side of Jacksonville, at the Hilltop Apartments. He was sitting on a gazebo in the courtyard of his complex with a friend. The 2 were looking at their phones when all of a sudden, pounding gunfire erupted. Bibby and his friend dropped the phone and jumped. Both started running in different directions, frantically looking for cover. A total of 60 rounds was shot in under 15 seconds. Bibby was killed instantly. A year later, when the court documents were unsealed, the police named Queso as the gunman responsible for Bibby's murder, saying that they drove for hours, circling the complex, parking, waiting, until finally springing out and unleashing Draco rounds in Bibby's direction. Then Queso allegedly walked up to Bibby, who was on the ground, shielding himself from the gunfire, and executed him at close range, before fleeing the apartment complex.
Man, this is a child.
Unsealed, the police named Queso as the gunman responsible for Bibby's murder, saying that they drove for hours, circling the complex, parking, waiting, until finally springing out and unleashing Draco rounds in Bibby's direction. Then Queso allegedly walked up to Bibby, who was on the ground shielding himself from the gunfire, and executed him at close range, before fleeing the apartment complex in a gray Nissan. The court documents also mention Queso's affinity for wearing Bibby jerseys, and posting it to his IG page in celebration. Queso's bond is currently set at $4 million. For Foolio, losing his brother and his cousin in a short period of time was devastating. But 2019 was also the year his music was going to the next level. 1 million views, back to back to back, consistently. And he was doing it all independent. Foolio was a big deal in Florida, but not quite big enough to be touring the country on his own. Unlike his rival Young and Ace, who was booking shows in multiple states. Just a month after Foolio's brother died, Ace was performing at a nightclub in Waycross, Georgia. Him and his crew went back to the hotel to relax by the pool when they were suddenly ambushed. An SUV pulled up and a group of guys hopped out shooting. Queso was there and didn't hesitate for 1 second to shoot back.
This nigga Queso is around every fucking shooting possible.
Queso's boys Rallo died at the pool in that shootout. Only Ace's side got arrested for shooting back. The other gunmen were never found by police. Queso would say the quiet part out loud in his song Been Dead, where the lyrics go, "Shoulda killed me in Waycross, they hopped out with the K's. Me and Scotty bustin' back, we were on the same page." That's the same music video where he puts his cousin Lil 9 in the microwave. A month after dropping this song, Queso was arrested for a whole different murder alongside his father, who was charged with accessory after the fact. Allegedly, they were getting revenge on a rival rapper named KTA Lil Buck, who dissed Queso's older brother that died in a van full of Queso's relatives when 2 cars rolled up, blocking them off and put 100 bullets inside the car. Lil Buck was Foolio's close friend and a high-priced target that ATK got the drop on, allegedly rolling up at 11 in the morning while he was applying for a job to assassinate him. Queso posted to his Insta story right after, saying, "I kill a dude, then get my toes done."
Receiving a pedicure with the caption, "Kill a N-word, then go get my toes done."
This wasn't the first hit done outside a job site. Another rapper, Jump Out, who beefed with Young and Ace and ATK, was killed while waiting in line to apply for a job at an Amazon warehouse, leading to the infamous line on Who I Smoke, where they say, "Found out where he was working and clocked him out." The war had escalated to a point where, no matter where they were, no matter who it was, one side was shooting at the other and the other would shoot back. We can count a dozen of Foolio's friends who are locked up, and YNR Mookie and Slugga T are behind bars too. Even Foolio's girlfriend got shot in the head.
Y'all thought I was dead. Y'all ain't underscored this yet, boy.
And to this day, Young and Ace still has a bullet casing in his butt from the quadruple shooting outside the Wasabi Steakhouse. That's it for this video. Let me know what you want me to cover in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.
I ain't gonna lie, man. These niggas need Jesus. That Jacksonville shit, like, of course, songs like Who I Smoke, When I See You, super disrespectful, hilarious, when you just take it on face value. But when you see, like, shit like this and you kind of, let's go, hey, she shot. You realize that there's actually lives being lost here, and then you're realizing they're killing a bunch of kids. It's a bunch of high schoolers who all used to be friends or are connected by a cousin, a relative, a friend, somebody who might have moved from this side of town to that side of town. They're inheriting beefs. People have been lost on both sides, and the violence continues, and they're killing kids. You know what I mean? Like, they're rapping about killing somebody named Bibby. Bibby was like a 16-year-old kid. What the fuck were you doing at 16? So, like, when you watch that, you're like, yeah, this shit's kind of whack. Truth be, it's kind of whack. And it's kind of sad that, like, us as a culture in hip-hop, like, when shit like this happens to be real, like, we celebrate the coonery. You know what I mean? Just because it's almost fascinating, really, because most of us would never do this dumb shit. Like, the way some of these niggas live, that's the thing about drill music. Like, there's a fascination of watching a train wreck. And as long as it's not in your neighborhood, if when I was doing the War in Chirac, I remember like people always think that everybody in Chicago hated it, which they didn't. But I used to get like some of the people who used to live there. They used to be like, "Yo, we love watching your videos," and they would literally explain to me. They say, "Yo, we don't like the shootouts is happening in our neighborhood. We don't go outside." And if you think about it like that, most of these people, like, it might be amusing to people who live in the suburbs or mad far away, but if niggas is shooting out, even if you're not involved in the fuckery, but if niggas is just coming to your block to just shoot it out every fucking day or around your block every day, that doesn't seem as amusing as how the people who ain't living there probably feel it is, right? Like, we're watching all this stuff that's happening in Duval County. I've been to Jacksonville. That shit's kind of small. It's a small place, and when I mean it's a small place where you could tell a lot of, like, everybody would know everybody, you know? And I think that's sad. Let me put this back on over here. I'm still trying to win some money, man. Shit. Salute to Trap Geek. I see you doing your thing, brother. Sad stuff. Did I get to all the new music that came out today? I believe I did. I like the Durk and Baby project. I think Durk was a standout. I think Baby did well, but I think this is gonna do ultimately more for Durk. Remember, Durk's highest sales were 70,000, right? Around 70,000, something like that. I think Durk's next project cracks 100. Durk's next album cracks 100. And by the way, I think it's a dope move by Baby, even though I don't know if it's a right move, because I think Young Thug, well, Future did it to Young Thug when he did Super Slimy with him. Remember, they were kind of competing at first, and then it was kind of inevitable that Young Thug was he's on this run, and they did this joint album, and it helped Thug, if you ask me. Thug used to be selling, remember when Thug only used to sell 30K? And people used to be like, damn, for all this influence that this nigga got, like, this nigga stay flopping. And he used to drop mad albums mad quick. And Super Slimy is where he leveled up. It's the first time he sold over 100,000. He sold it with Future. And after that, he was able to sell 100,000 by himself for So Much Fun. And then he was able to sell over 100,000 with his group album. Was it Slime Language? Yeah, Slime Language too. Wait, Super Slimy did 55K? No, he didn't. I feel like he did like close to 100. I could be wrong though. It did 55? Well, okay, all right. Well, it didn't do over 100, but like, I'm trying to compare. Thug wasn't doing 55 by himself. You get what I mean? Like, Thug was doing like really low sales, like 30s. So 55, even though it's not 100, was a come up. Lloyd Banks put out so. What did Banks put out? Let me listen to. Y'all even want to hear Lloyd Banks, bro? Lloyd Banks went away for like 5-10 years, man. He came back with a new project. You know, we love Lloyd Banks. You know, he came from a particular era which we still celebrate. Did he drop his new project yet? He announced it. It's called The Course of the Inevitable. Nigga, that nigga just brought me back in 2005 again, bro. I'm good. Like, nigga, I gotta get my 7X t-shirts, the one that look like bed sheets. You remember when everybody was wearing the bed sheet t-shirts, the little white tees? As soon as I heard that beat, I'm like, I'm good. I think I need to get on some Jetsamated track or whatever, man. I think I need to get some up to date shit. Let me just kind of scroll through it. Like, damn, this shit sounds so 2005, man. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it because a lot of great lyricism usually happens on tracks like that. You feel me? All right, man. Chat, I'm getting the fuck off of here, man. It is 2:33. I don't hate listening parties, but like, unless I'm running my fucking mouth, I want to go to sleep. Because I can't listen to music for that long. Anyway, chat, I'm getting off here now. I don't know if I missed anything to talk about. Somebody said 42 Doug versus Sada Baby. I'll listen to that later. Read your resub. Oh, I gotta get better at doing that shit. For all the people who sent cheers or donate, I gotta read y'all shit. Always remind me to do it before I get off stream. Rihanna's about to drop. How much she's selling? She has 45 monthly listeners. Hasn't dropped in 5 years. Rihanna's selling at least 500,000 first week. Facts. At least. At least. She could sell a makeup tutorial on a fucking CD and probably sell 500,000 first week. Like, Rihanna has transitioned into something that isn't even just a musician, which means she doesn't need to continue to release music for relevance or anything else. She's in the realm of where Beyonce is, except I think people want people would want a Beyonce album too, so I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, she's in that realm. Not saying she's more popular than Beyonce, Beehive, chill out. But yeah, I think at least 500,000. I think because she starved people so long, when did her last album come out? Like 2016, 2015? That's Anti, right? Interesting story. My headquarters, which I still have, I'm having some stuff built there again. My neighbor to that place in the building we're in is the one who made Rihanna's Anti album cover. The Grand Heist, thank you for the cheer, bro. He say, yo, Honeycomb Brazy did time with his dad. Okay, so when you do time with your dad or like some friend, you can't kick it with them type shit? If y'all both about to do 10 years, just let him do 10 years with his homie. Akademiks, I resubscribed tier 1 for 30 months in a row. He said, what's good, Chad? Lil Ducky, I see you, boy. Rob Dior, Michael, Jayla, 888, Too Much Finesse. What's up? Trap Mark, I see you, doggy. Why George, he said, your new Chief Keef music video. Again, I told you what I think about that. I'm glad he's like taking shit more serious. Band's ready. He said, come on, Ak. What are you talking about? 4KT Nick, thank you for the subscription. John the Baptist 20. D-Max, I forget about you, Noble Light Skin. He said Drake probably wrote that song. Wait, what song are you talking about? Album was ass. That's what Gemini says. Big AJ, what up to you, bro? Joseph Bunny says, talk about the UMG IPO. I don't know too much about that yet. I know UMG have been selling like 10% of their company to Tencent, which is like some Asian conglomerate. Essentially, our music is owned by some big Asian company, which ironically, if they could buy Facebook, they would definitely buy that shit. Like, there's some Asian companies that have got so much money that they've realized that maybe their way of manipulating or infiltrating U.S., like, you know, whatever it is, data mining or whatever the case is to just buy up U.S. companies. Obviously, they own TikTok. Trump was trying to force them to sell. I don't know if that happened or not. But they keep buying up pieces of the music business. I'll say that. Cass Wayne, thank you for the resubscription. Vanderwade, thank you as well for the resubscription. Pure to French. He says Durk did his thing. Sir Blue Blade says Durk low-key carrying. D-Buggets, thank you for the sub. Yo, I think Durk kind of did. I don't want to say carried, because Baby wasn't horrible. When you say carrying, it feels like you're trying to say this shit was trash. No. A-Trey, thank you for the tier 1 for 7 months. Face and Blunts, thank you for the resubscription for 5 months. TikTok Daily, thank you for the cheer. Cash CJ, thank you for the resubscription for 3 months. A Superior, what up with you, bro? Base World 237. Fifi Beer, what the fuck? Fifi Beer XOX. It says SimCourt Time Act. What did I do for me to be on SimCourt? And we're not gonna do it today. We'll do it. All right, we'll do it at the beginning of the next stream. If y'all want to, I seen somebody write up an indictment, say I deserve to go to SimCourt, which I should I, but fine. We could deal with it. The top of next stream. Remind me. Okay, I'll go in Discord and we'll chop it up. O'Nelly Flex, thank you for the 6 months. Cole Mono, thank you for the resubscription. W Drizzy, OG Saucy Johnson, I Drippy C, Hand Carry CEO, thank you all. Oh, you resubscribed for 11 months. Salute to you, bro. Only the L7, and somebody says accurate dope. Thank you, Dark Side Vader. A burnt light skin. Ain't that like an oxymoron? A burnt light skin? Anyway. Cootie765, what up with you? Damn, my man said 10 months and going. Costco Lavidi, thank you, brother. Trusted Mills, Clark, Sayers So Different, Zay Gotti said yes sir, just for you. Thank you, no, just for you, my brother. That's why I streamed 3 days in a row. Michelin Mills says gang. Damn, it's a lot of motherfucking subs. Somebody said Lakers down bad. Yo, LeBron is down bad, but we're just gonna have to understand. And to add on to what I was saying about that thing with LeBron and Drake, there is no next LeBron. What's that nigga's name? Kevin Durant is not LeBron. You can't throw Kevin Durant on another team and he's going to carry them like how LeBron carried. LeBron is a once-in-a-generation talent. So is Drake. So even if Drake isn't the same Drake from, I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever else you thought he was, the Drake or whatever, there's no other rapper that is that. You get me? Like, at LeBron's worst, he's probably the best or second best player in the league. At his fucking worst. At his best, he's so much better than number 2 that number 2 probably needs a team with number 3, 4, and 5 to beat him. Let's be honest, right? But I don't know if that's the case anymore. And even though I say that, I still think he's the best in the league. Or just about to be the best in the league. And that's what I was saying about Drake. Even if Drake isn't killing every fucking verse, isn't like at the peak of whatever you might think his career is, still the best rapper or still right there. And if you don't think he is, the new top rapper can't do what he did. So think about that one. All right. The B Ship 86, he said, I'm disabled and can't use my arms or legs, but I tap, so tap back. What the heck? Elusive Soul, thank you. He says, Liddy. Carlos capitalized says, you're accurately the GOAT. Thank you, my brother. Astro, he says, yo, what up? Though Ak, I'm from Michigan, bro. I'm rocking with you. I went to Michigan one time. Michigan's kind of cool. Young Leak says, Gunna's the GOAT. Literally the most underrated. Okay. Eli Games, thank you for the resubscription. Gorilla Clips, thank you for the subscription. Jesus Lara 1993. Maniac, thank you. D Money Goat. Jesus Christ. There's mad fucking donations or resubscriptions. Thank you all for resubscribing and subscribing. It means a lot to me. Also, if you're tired of getting ads, you don't want to be complaining, shit like that, just use your fucking free Amazon Prime account. Take your mama's account, your brother's account. When you log into Twitch, click redeem or something, or just like hit Amazon Prime, like exclamation mark Amazon Prime in the chat. I'll teach you how to do it. You get a free subscription. You don't have to pay, okay? I don't want to ever seem like I'm trying to pimp you out for money. All right? Anyway, yo, chat, I'm getting the fuck out of here, man. I just listened to music for like 2 hours. If I was in conversation, I'd be a little bit more up. Right now, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go just lay down. All right? Chat, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. However, If I don't stream tomorrow, I'll try to stream the next day. I thank you guys for rocking out with me. I did it 3 days in a row. Weren't long streams, but I did them anyway. I love y'all so much. I'm getting off of here. It's 2:42 on the East Coast. You guys get some sleep. Figure out what y'all doing with y'all lives. And also let me know if y'all feel. I heard somebody call me a hypocrite recently too. They said, Ak, you're a Drake. I've been getting that a lot. You're a Drake dick rider, which I'm like, I'm not a Drake dick rider, but fine. They said, when you first played Last Day In by Kodak, you didn't like it. Now you be playing it almost every stream. And I'm going to be honest with you. And this is why, even though I encourage y'all to rank songs while we play it that night, I'm really bad at, unless it's an artist I really like, right? At figuring out the obvious hot shit I like in the moment, but some songs I'm like, I don't give a fuck about. And then 2 weeks later, I love it. So not because I play it on stream and I don't have a reaction, mean I might not love it 2 weeks from now. You get me? And I reserve the right for that. Like, if y'all have the talent of it, once you hear a song for the first time and you could pick that you love it automatically or whatever, yo, good for you. I can't, not all the time. Shit, I used to hate Take the Race. Remember I used to tell you that's a whack-ass song? Now, I don't think it's a great song, but it's kind of catchy a little bit. I don't hate it that much anymore, right? We all grow, and that's what the vision and the goal is, not only with music, but in everything in life. Salute to all my young investors. Salute to all my people who are, going to work every day, trying to make a better life for them and their family. Salute to all my creators who are trying to just, get on their respective fields. Salute to all my entertainers, all my athletes, whether you want to be a professional basketball player, baseball player, hockey player, soccer player, whether you want to be a poet, a actor, a rapper, or singer. Keep working at your dreams. I try to work on mine every single day. Dub City, thank you for the sub. I'm getting over here, chat. I love y'all so much. Thank you for the support, like you guys always do. And I'm going to give this album another spin in the morning because while listening with y'all, I'm doing a lot of other things in the background. Let me listen again. And I always got to do the car test. I got to drive in the car and listen to the shit, and I'll tell you what I really like. I might have to edit that nigga Meek off the song, though. I ain't going to hold you because I don't know. Anyway, chat, I'm out of here. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Get at me on Instagram at Akademiks and my main page, of course, Akademiks. You should know the spell, all right? Did I miss anything? Okay. All right. Get out of here. Chat, I'm out.